We have team coverage tonight on the Baltimore Orioles and their spring training deal at Ed Smith Stadium. And one of the many issues that's popped up as the city and the county work to solidify the deal with the Orioles is who will pay for what. The city has pledged $9 million of state funding, but there is a question being raised about whether that is legal. And if it isn't, how will the city uphold its end of the bargain? SNN Local News 6 reporter Mia McCormick is live at City Hall now with some answers on that. Mia.
Well, the threat of a lawsuit could put the brakes on $9 million of state funding money that the city has already agreed to give the county to help them build a new stadium for the Baltimore Orioles. Well, tonight the city will decide if taxpayer dollars will be the backup plan.
We'll continue to ask the commissioners to slow the process down.
Andrea Morganson represents two groups of concerned citizens that say the city, the county, and the Baltimore Orioles are so invested in building a new spring training facility, they're willing to break the law to seal the deal.
They're not being mindful of what the rules are. They're not being mindful of what the regulations are. And now they're going to take money potentially from somewhere else just to make it happen.
The city won a competitive grant from the state to help bring in the Boston Red Sox. The $7.5 million grant will total $9 million after you add interest. But the Red Sox went to Lee County for spring training, so the city pledged to give that grant money to the county to solidify a deal with the Orioles. Morganson says that may not be legal.
My client would like the community leaders to slow down and find out, are those funds valid? Can we rely on those?
We asked Sarasota Mayor Dick Clapp, why not let a judge decide if the funds are legal before making this decision?
The Orioles have objected to that. The county is objecting to that because that will slow the process down.
Tonight, the city will vote on a bond issue that will take taxpayer money from the general fund if the state grant money falls through. The Sarasota Chamber of Commerce is coming to support the bond issue. The executive vice president says the money, no matter where it comes from, means more than just spring training. It's an investment in our future.
The Baltimore Orioles bring the potential of a Ripken Academy, which is focused entirely on young people between the ages of 13 and 18. So it's important for all of our youth in terms of baseball interest moving forward.
Pollution underneath Ed Smith Stadium is stirring a heated debate between a watchdog group and the city of Sarasota. Sarasota Citizens for a Responsible Government say they want an independent study to determine how widespread groundwater contamination is at Ed Smith Stadium. The city did get a report from an environmental consultant about the contamination. Under an agreement with the county, the city must pay for any cleanup during renovation to the stadium for the Baltimore Orioles. But the watchdog group says the city should clean up the contamination before those renovations begin.
Obviously, we don't know what the cost of that is because no one has done any work there yet to dig up anything.
We don't know the true extent of contamination. We want to get that picture before the city obligates itself to a blank check.
The stadium site was a landfill that closed in the 1950s. City leaders say there is no evidence to suggest that the contamination is any threat to the public.